Call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Troup City Council to order, noting at 6:32, and all council persons are present with the exception of Mr. Park. At this time, I would ask Nelson if he would please lead us in both the invocation, agenda item number 2, and the Pledge of Allegiance, which is agenda item number 1. Okay?
Stand for prayer. Father God, we thank you so much, Lord, for the opportunity to serve our community, to serve our city of Troup. Father, we pray, Lord, that you give us wisdom, Lord, for wise decisions today as well as our future. We thank you so much for each citizen and those of the 2 counties that we serve, Smith and Cherokee. We thank you so much, Lord, for your goodness on everything we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I'm sure everyone got their electronic and paper copies of these minutes and the rest of the board packet, but we'll move on to agenda item number 4, which would be to consider the approval of minutes from the regular scheduled meeting of May 21st, 19.
I saw a motion.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And we'll move on to agenda item number 5, which would be citizen comments. These would be brief comments for non-agenda items. Comments on agenda items should be reserved for that part of the agenda. Any comments? Mr. Wilson? No?
No rain, big rain.
No comments.
More rain.
Agenda item number 6, review and consider the city financial report for the month of May 2018. Mr. Cobb.
All right. We're, the bottom line is we're $1,000 behind where we were at this time last year. And the report has the interest rate we're earning on our money either in the bank or in Texas calls. And then you have, there's the balance sheet and the income statement, the statement of revenue and expenses, and your electronic packet has the detailed revenue and expense report and the check register. Any questions?
Any questions on the city's financial report for May 2018? We'd entertain a motion to accept.
I move that we accept the financial report for the month of May 2018.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 7. Comments and questions. The city manager's written report. You want to start with the police department?
Yeah, let's do
Sometimes get that out.
Sean, you want to do your police report?
I had all my copies up there. I didn't know you would keep you one. Sorry about that. Chief usually read them out.
He usually just hits the highlights.
Right. Yeah, as far as right now, we're on case number 671, and this month alone, I filed 4 cases with the DA's office. Got an assault caused by injury, 2 aggravated assaults with deadly weapons, and a theft of property. Officers made 11 arrests, charged for arrest for 5 for warrant service, 2 for thefts, 1 peace officer with warrant, an aggravated robbery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and assault family violence. Total this year for 42. Citations of 8, 1, and 64. We had to leave off the amounts because we're waiting on doing an update on our own system to make sure that we get the accurate amounts. They're supposed to be working on it Wednesday, so we'll have the right numbers next time. We did the Troup PD successfully did the municipal court warrant roundup. We were housing our warrants with Smith County. At some point, they decided they weren't going to be housing them anymore, so we had to give them all back. There was 182 warrants that we received. We attempted 75 of them. We executed 75 of them and led to 20 arrests. Also this month, Sergeant Stowers attended the civil response to active shooter events, the train the trainer course hosted by Alert. The course certified Sergeant Stowers and the instructor, giving him the ability to teach civilians on how to respond in the event of an active attack on businesses, schools, and news media stations.
Okay. Thank you, Officer Murray. Thank you, on with the city manager's report.
All right. At the end of May, the Troup is at 66.67% of the budget year. The June sales tax payment is 2.25% larger than last year's payment. Water and sewer revenues are within budget expectation. Property tax collections at the end of May are $34,000 greater than they were at the end of May 2017. The collections in June are about twice what they were at the same time last year. So property tax collections are up. And Troup has received the Transparency Star for their traditional finances from the Texas Controller. Troup is the only city in Smith County to receive this recognition and one of only 58 cities in the state of Texas so recognized. The only other Smith County entity to receive the star for traditional finances is the Troup Independent School District.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I think I remember you saying that it became difficult. That
Before, you remember
because of
before
the
we
way
went,
you were trying to download the,
yeah, you remember before we were platinum up until last year, and the state of Texas changed the rules. They no longer were doing the gold, silver, platinum award. They went to the star award. And when they went to the star award, they changed the way the check register had to be presented. The check register could no longer be presented in searchable PDF format, but had to be done in Excel format. And in order to get our check register into Excel format in our software, previously, yeah, it would take it 2 days to done that, to get it in. It would have taken me 2 days. So it takes me 2 days. It's probably a fairly difficult task. Yeah. So, but anyway, what happened was our software vendor, Power Technologies, which is probably the largest city software vendor in the United States, provided a way to get the check registers out in Excel format. So when they did that, well, I was able to apply for the traditional finances form and get it. And this is our this is our recognition that we got, and this is the list of the other cities in the state of Texas that have the traditional finances star. There's 57 of them besides Troup. Okay. So, any questions on that? The no-cost software upgrade went very smoothly, one exception. The PD records management software is not passing information back to the court system software as it should. Outer Technologies, the technicians are coming to diagnose and fix that issue. City Hall closed during the upgrade to facilitate the process, and our record keeping and cash collection functions could not function during that time. And it's not a good idea to shut your computer off and start collecting money. So that's the reason you can't give the proper receipts or anything. You lose your audit trail. So we don't want to lose our audit trail. And we don't want to be responsible for loose cash floating around that that it might be impossible to tell where it was supposed to go. And the way of not so good news, Troup did not qualify for a grant to complete the walking trail on property owned by the Troup Community Development Corporation. A new application can be submitted later. The 1st of July, applications will be accepted by the Texas Parks and Wildlife for a 50-cent grant for the park for park improvements. Grants will be approved in October. I will submit a grant application to renovate the Short Street Park. The contracts have been executed. Grant project for the streets. The next step is the pre-construction conference. And Kirk is on vacation, so that we can't do that conference until he gets back from vacation. And we've not heard any further information on our loan forgiveness application for wastewater plants to improvements to the Texas Water Development Board. And next month, we'll have to get serious about our budget. So much on the agenda for tonight, or the agenda I'm trying to make you much about.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Ladies, gentlemen, any questions?
Is there any, did they give us any feedback as to why we, on the grant, why we did not qualify or did not?
Yeah, I have a letter from them that arrived while I was gone, and it said if I gave them a call, that they would discuss what we could do to improve our chances. And
I'm assuming this is a scoring issue.
Yeah, and John had applied for the same grant, he did not get it. The only one in West Region that I know of that got the grant was me and Joel. And sometimes it's a matter of what you're doing the project with. You know, we had asphalt walkways, and sometimes they want concrete walkways. So, you know, it could have been something like that. Of course, if you do concrete walkways, then you're cost us.
Right.
So anyway, I'll give him a call in the next week or so and discuss it with him, and I'll have better information next month on why we didn't get that. Because I'm curious myself. Okay. Any other questions?
No other questions? Agenda item number 9. I'm sorry. Agenda item number 8, thank you, Carol. Discuss and consider resolution number 2018-0618-01R to approve the sale of struck off property, cause number 24912-A. This is in fact a roll call vote, and is this the Linebarger
Yes.
document that is in your board packet file? This property, there's a map on the very back page. I'll let you know where it is. This is yet another one of those properties that is,
It's the old Pleasant Green Church property.
which burned.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
And Shane Jasper has bid on it, and
Shane slowly but surely trying to buy all these individual properties. This one tells us what percentage would go back to us, about $1,500, and our total liability on that property was more than that. That's,
we get about half.
we're getting about half of it. And I think, quite frankly, if we pull that off a few times, we've done pretty well.
That's right.
As opposed to leaving it completely
When
unclear.
it goes back on the tax roll.
Yeah. So, and this one is roll call, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So, Mr. Hale.
Need a motion.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we need a motion to adopt the ordinance.
The resolution.
I make a motion that we
I'm sorry,
adopt
the
resolution number 2018-000618-01R to approve the sale of struck off tax property, cause number 24912-A.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, we will take a roll call vote, starting with Mr. Hale.
I vote in favor.
Mr. Darden?
In favor.
Mrs. Wilson?
In favor.
Mr. Richardson? And we'll note that it was unanimous with Ms. Martin absent. So that resolution passed. Agenda item number 9. Discuss and consider adopting the ordinance number 2018-0618-01R 2618-01, an ordinance of the city council designating the official newspaper for the city of Troup for the fiscal year 2018. And do we have that ordinance? Okay. Okay, so does everybody have a paper copy of this ordinance?
I saw it on Dropbox.
Okay.
If you pulled the Dropbox last night, it wasn't in the Dropbox.
This morning, or this
I
afternoon.
told it, Joe, you made it.
Yeah, I pulled it last night. This is a housekeeping item that we do every year. And we actually have to have a motion for the paper.
That's right.
All right, so in the past, for the longest period of time, it's always been the Tri-County leader, and should it be the pleasure of the council, we would need a motion indicating that.
Okay. I make a motion that we adopt the ordinance number 2018-0618-01, an ordinance of the city council designating an official newspaper for the city of Troup for fiscal year 2018.
Second motion.
So we have a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Congratulations on that position of high honor. Once again in the city of Troup.
You were the only bidder.
Here. Okay, agenda item number 10. Consider authorizing the mayor, which is always a good way to start an agenda item, to execute an agreement for employee health insurance at the re-rated fees for the 2018-2019 and the renewal of the continuation of coverage agreement, COBRA, and that is something, again, it's a housekeeping thing. It reflects the newest rates, and Jean has those here for us to review.
If you remember last month, I told you I'd penciled in an 8% increase. The increase was 3%. So the numbers in yellow are the items that didn't change from last year. Our employee cost will go from $550.70 per employee per month to $567.22. And if they have spousal coverage, children coverage, or family coverage, those are the amounts. And also our demo plan for the first time in several years is going to increase from $37.64 a month to $41.40 a month for the employee. And if they have family coverage, it will go from $59.04 to $64.90. And all other rates remain the same.
Okay, so we do actually need to take action to allow me to sign this when it's ready.
Well, I make a motion that we authorize the mayor to execute an agreement for employee health insurance at the re-rated fees for 2018 and 2019. Oh, and a renewal of the continuation of coverage agreement code.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Agenda item number 11. Discuss and consider an interlocal agreement, the Troup Independent School District concerning the school resource officer. And Jean, will you?
Yeah, hang on a second. I thought I got that over here, but evidently not.
I hate to oversimplify, but again, this is a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, you know, we've approved this already.
Yeah, this is just housekeeping. Is
Yeah,
what-
and the new school superintendent came in, there was a couple of things she was concerned about, and we satisfied her on all those things, we didn't change anything we did. And their attorney took a look at it, and he wanted to add one phrase on page 6. and this is the phrase that was added, to the extent allowed by the Texas Constitution. So we need to approve this with that change. Which is, even if it's not in there, you can't do anything that's not in the Constitution.
Okay, I make a motion that we adopt an interlocal agreement with Troup Independent School District concerning school resource officers.
With the
I second.
Change as noted.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 12. Discuss and consider approving Troup Community Development Corporation project matching donations up to $13,250 made by the public toward the creation of a splash park in Troup. This is in addition to a commitment that we voted on a month ago. This was briefly discussed, but not discussed at any length because it needed some action by the Troup Community Development Corporation. And that discussion occurred this afternoon at 5:30 and was approved. And so basically they are recommending to us that we approve the match up to $13,250 toward the splash park.
And the way the numbers fall out with the money that has been donated or pledged so far, including the $10,000 from TCDC, and including the match of up to $13,250, it leaves $6,532.60 to be raised.
So we just lack 6,500.
Donated or
Done.
Yeah, and I don't know if everyone's had an opportunity to look right now, but Veritas kind of came out of nowhere the other day and brought a $2,500 pledge or check down here, which we were, really excited to see their level of commitment to a community that's relatively new in our area. We already have some big donors and a series of.
Who's that?
Veritas is the old Challenger tank
Oh,
place.
okay.
Yeah. So it's,
That is good.
strong business faith down there, and you're just glad to see them recognizing the value of giving back to Troup. A number of their employees are from our city or our region down here, so we're glad to see that. Obviously, we have the big donor and a series of individual donors. For this pledge to work correctly, we do need $6,500 more from the community, either individuals or businesses. And, Carl Holmes is in a position if we need to up what we've already donated, we will. And I think it boils down to us remembering to mention it to the community that we need a little more, just a little bit more help. And we're also looking at, Officer Murray asked the question about parking, and we know that we can kind of take advantage of some of the parking around the block there, as it borders the Methodist Church property, but at some point there may be some parking issues. Obviously, you've got access to some of the library parking, but often they're quite full too. So, the great thing would be for us to be really crowded down there and need more space. That would be the great thing. So, we're looking at other options on, connecting properties. So, anyway,
That'll be in the paper, I assume, that where we're at and kind of there's
yeah, and we, especially with this one big donor, we absolutely have to hit these numbers. Right away. We just got to ask the rest of the community to come up with something so we get these numbers. So we do need, obviously, a motion to approve the matching donations.
Make a motion that we approve the TCDC project matching donations up to $13,250 made by the public towards the creation of a splash park in Troup.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Agenda item number 13, again, some housekeeping that's required. The City of Troup Council will convene for a Board of Adjustments meeting and a public hearing concerning substandard structures located at 207 West Harbutton, which is Block 67, Lot 10 of Troup, 210 Melton, which is Block 67, Lot 5 of Troup, 509 Walker, which is Block 67, Lot 00007 of Troup, 308 Tarbutton, Block 60, Lot 11, and 3 and 4 of Troup, and 210 Tarbutton, Block 66, Lot space 2. For your understanding and for my clarification, I will now announce a time we're convening into.
Yes, you'll recess the city council meeting.
Okay.
And set a time
All right.
and go into the Board of Adjustment.
So in order to convene the board, and just a heads up, we, the council, are in fact the board of
That is correct.
adjustments. So in order to take care of this business, I announce that we are now convening the city council meeting, noting that
Yeah, recessing.
recessing,
The city council,
recessing.
the city council, and it being,
Yeah, recessing city council meeting noted at 6:59. And at the same time, we are convening the Board of Adjustments and the public hearing concerning substandard structures at the lots listed below. Anybody from the public like to bring comments on those?
of course, the main reason for the public hearing is all these property owners were sent a letter that said we were having this public hearing at this time, and if they wish to appear, they can come in.
Okay.
And they were sent certified letters.
So this is the, sort of the final act before we can take action. Is this where we would take action?
Yes, the Board of Adjustments acts on these properties.
Okay.
And if you wish to issue a demolition order on these properties, you need to make a motion to that effect and vote on that motion. The action of the Board of Adjustments is final. There is no additional approval by the city council.
Okay, let me look at the agenda here. So that doesn't happen in
During the hearing.
during the hearing, so I should announce the closing of the public hearing. Okay, so I now announce the closing of the public hearing, noting that it is 7:01 p.m. And moving on to agenda item number 16, we will take action. We're still taking this action as the Board of Adjustments on the items discussed during the public hearing. And before we discuss, have the discussion, it's our recommendation, the city manager's recommendation and mine, that we go ahead and take action on all of these projects. Now, does that mean that we'll get to them immediately? I don't know, but we have to take action to begin the process of getting the fine-tuning the bids on what the equipment rental is going to be and the haul off is going to be and so on.
And the
So,
property owner has 30 days to take it to district court.
with that being said, we are still acting as the Board of Adjustments, and we do need a motion to take action on these 5 properties.
I make a motion that we proceed with the process of demolition on the 5 properties mentioned above as the Board of Adjustments, the City of Troup.
Second. Got a second?
Okay, we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Agenda item number 17, I now close the Board of Adjustments meeting, noting that it's 7:03 p.m. And agenda item number 18, I reconvene the City of Troup Council meeting at 7:03 p.m. Thank you. Agenda item number 19. The City of Troup Council will convene an executive session to discuss personnel under Government Code, and this is the annual evaluation of the City Secretary. Okay, I would note that on agenda item number 21, we are reconvening into the regular meeting, and I would note that it was 7:14 now, and I guess we adjourned into or we convened into executive session at 7:04. So no action is required at this time on agenda item number 21. We will move on to agenda item number 22, which is comments and input from the City Council, Mayor, City Manager concerning items of interest for the future agenda. Anybody want to see anything on the agenda? Coming?
I will give you just a brief report. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but Diane did get trapped 30 hogs over a 3-week period, and they quit kind of coming, and she's moved her trap. They moved the traps out last Saturday, and as far as I know, this problem has been temporarily resolved, but there's more hogs.
Yeah, so the whole concept of 31 hogs on McKay Street in Troup is hard to grasp.
Yeah, 30, 31, and there was one little lady.
If it gets dry, it will be worse.
Yes, sir, and I think that's why they were coming to her yard, because she was watering so much.
You're saying it would be worse if we didn't?
If it gets drier, it will get worse.
Because of the irrigation?
They're coming to water. Yeah, they're coming to that green grass, yeah, grubs.
The grubs are living where the ground's the wettest.
I did see a big trap, an automated trap like the one Pat was talking about for sale for like $1,200. But, you know, I mean, it was an individual selling it, and it had, you know, supposedly had cameras on it and everything that you could remotely
Detonate?
yeah, whatever, but I'm just glad we discussed it last time and
Yeah.
kind of get the ball rolling.
Well, and you know, one of the things, and Gene, you weren't here for that last discussion, we generally decided that maybe in following the lead of the officer that spoke to us was,
Yeah, the game warden.
yeah, we said that, you know, maybe what we need to be able to do is to budget in animal control the ability to hire an independent contractor, some limited amount in our budget, that a guy could, what did they say that he would come out per week or something?
It was 30 days, I want to say he charged
$600 or
$800 for 30 days, set his traps for 30
Yeah.
days.
And then we discussed at length the fact that you can't do that. You do it on city property, but you'd have to actually have a property owner request that it be on their property, and then we're worried about, or beat the heck out of what happens liability-wise if we've contracted. But the one guy
He did have
he had liability
bonded
insurance. Yeah.
He said that.
So there was a kind of a neat thing that if we have a real, because this was like, who would have thought that she'd have caught 31 hogs in your backyard?
It's been, someone suggested that we give her an award for hog trapper.
Hog trapper of the year.
And about 8 or 9 years ago, they did the same thing to Bradford Cemetery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, somebody was bringing that up too. So anyway, we may need to discuss that. We may need to discuss that with regard to the budgeting process and animal control, even if we don't know how to facilitate it yet. That we at least try to earmark, you know, one animal control event, one 30-day cycle, or two, if it comes up again. So, anyway, I don't think that takes action.
I guess I'm on animal control, but I wanted to commend Johnny today. I have his cell phone number, and I called him. I had a little pit bulldog in my yard, and I knew Jen would be upset when she come home and Rue couldn't go out in the yard because this little dog was there. And so Johnny said, well, I could tell Johnny was off work, and it was about 4, a little after maybe. And I said, Johnny, what should I do? And he said, well, I really don't know. And so I just waited for a minute. He said, I'll be over there in a minute. I don't know, I did not know that his hours were set.
No, I think he was contemplating because he gets to thinking, and somebody had called about pit bulls at Harry's.
Yeah.
So he's figuring out how they got from there to there, and trying to figure out if it's the same dog.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me.
I think that's what he was trying to do.
I thought maybe he was just his dry sense of humor, but
No, because he called me right after you and put in a service order.
Okay.
He has never, ever refused to come when I need him,
Right.
ever, all these years.
I think he suggested maybe we take the dog over to your house instead.
Over my house.
Joe,
Yes, sir.
there is several hog traps demonstration at A&M and Ocean,
Yes.
a whole bunch of them. And a lot of them are very, very cheap to build.
And the man used, what he caught the most of these hogs in, or half of them at least, was in a cattle built out of
Yeah.
16-foot panels that he used T-posts, and the spring for the door was made out of bungee cords. So it was very similar.
And the door was plywood.
His door was
Yeah.
actually cattle panel. He just pushed it out and put a trip wire back there, and when it tripped, that panel would slam shut, so.
But they're all over Ocean.
Yeah.
They're built.
And I think that, it would be fine for us to own hog traps, except I'm gonna sound like that big government guy. Who gets the hogs out and how do we dispose of?
We know how to do it now.
We call, what's his name? Yeah, we do not do.
Yeah.
We still gotta take them out of the county and shoot them.
We help them.
Somebody come by, they tell me.
Yeah, but it's like,
Chris and
then we're
Steve
gonna
Gaines.
have city employees actually trying to manhandle the hogs out of the traps. Yeah, it gets complicated.
The mayor does that.
He just did something for
That's
Tony.
it. The mayor did.
That's part-time.
Yeah, but that was like a month.
Anybody got any other comments or input from the council?
No, thank you.
Then adjourn this meeting, 7:00.